if Errol Spence defeats Terence Crawford, does that make him pound for pound #1 in boxing? Some people got him at 5, some people got him at 2, some people got him at 3, but usually nobody has him at #1. Who was complaining about how they never was on the pound for pound? I think Danny Garcia was like, he got jealous one time that Bud was on the pound for pound list, and he questions why he wasn't on the pound for pound list. I think AB cracked the Ring magazine pound for pound list at 1.2, like at #8, after he beat Antonio DeMarco. Keith Thurman, it might have been on it after he beat Danny Garcia, but a lot of those guys never really rose up the pound for pound list as high as Errol Spence did, and this was despite car crashes, eye injuries, some things outside, other things outside the ring, and he pretty much was able to climb up the pound for pound list that high because he had beat them guys like Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, or Dennis Ugas. You know, a lot of those guys over there was upset that Crawford had, you know, moved up the pound for pound list and they hadn't, because a lot of them had, you know, a nice lengthy head start on Terence Crawford. That's what people don't talk about. You know, Crawford wasn't supposed to be here. And I did a video talking about that. And that's why the media is turning the fans against Terence Crawford, because he ain't supposed to be on the script. This is supposed to be a correlation of Errol Spence being undisputed and Bud wasn't in the plans. But, you know, you got to think about it. Jamal never rose that high on the list. They never considered putting Deontay on the list, even though I don't believe in putting heavyweights on the list. They got Usyk and Fury on some of their lists, which to me just doesn't valid, just makes their list invalid. Just trying to think. Leo Santa Cruz never climbed up that list. I really never seen him on a bunch of people different lists. Gary Russell never made it through a bunch of people different lists. You know, Gervonta has cracked some people lists, but everybody know that's more popularity than substance. Because, you know, we all know, you know, as much as they say, well, Terence Crawford ain't fought nobody, Gervonta really ain't fought nobody. You know, Terence Crawford beat champions. Terence Crawford has moved up and down the scales and won real world titles, not fake world titles. He's won real world titles, not titles that they demoted other fighters and gave it to him, or not opportunistic titles. You know, Tank Davis ain't had a hard day in boxing yet. And I'm just keeping it real. And if his mouth matched his energy and the skill set, he probably would be pound for pound #1. He definitely got the skill set to be so. But, you know, whatever holding him back, and I think he's a mental midget. He don't really believe he can do it, and maybe he and his handlers know something that we don't know. Maybe he got a chin of a poet. I don't know. But he about to be 30 still screaming that I'm young, wild and free. Still gonna be screaming at bullet job. But I'm just trying to go through the list of fighters that's over there. Danny never cracked it. Peter never cracked it. Peter Quillen, FYI. Damn. I'm trying to think about all the guys that's just over there. But a lot of them ain't never cracked it. Austin Charlie never cracked it. You know, Ugas ain't never cracked it. Sean ain't never really cracked it. So, excuse me. But I mean, shit. They always gonna make a case for Canelo. I mean, Errol Spence's case was for Canelo, cause he got the most money. You see how stupid motherfucking lists really be? I'm telling you, dude. Y'all be wondering why boxing so far off his original mark. Cause when you got other fighters saying that shit, all the fans do is deflect off that. Oh, it's about money. It's about money, man. Money ain't got shit to do with the pound for pound list. Now popularity do. You know, moving up and getting belts in different weight classes do. When Ninja's sitting there babysitting at a weight class forever, and then, you know, people say they whoop weight bullying. Well, we don't know how good you is until you move up and weight and fight guys bigger or your own size. And we seen that happen with Adrian. When Adrian Broner started get to 47, started fighting guys bigger than him, his athleticism, didn't carry him. His skill set didn't carry him. His Only thing that carried him was his heart and his chin. And he has a fighter spirit. That's how you know how somebody really how great somebody is when you move them out their comfort zone and they still comfortable and they still can operate. So it's hard to be calling some of these dudes pound for pound when they sitting at a weight class and they babysitting at a weight class. Pound for pound is moving up and conquering, which I can give people a pass for putting Usyk on the pound for pound list. But in my opinion, once you creep up to heavyweight, man, it's a wrap. But what he's doing is remarkable. So I'm not gonna have a gripe with it. Because technically he moved up, whatever, right? But that's what pound for pound is moving up and conquering. That's the true greatness of lower weight class fighters. They created the pound for pound list because the heavyweights were so great and so fruitful, and they garnished all the attention. And the other weight classes up under them didn't get any attention. So they created the pound for pound list so they can get, celebrated. And when you see one of those rare occasions when you see a great little man move up and beat good and great big man, it's a true treat. That's why they like Pacquiao so much. Even though a lot of them titles that Pacquiao was winning in the lower weight class, they wasn't real world titles. But that's the true grit of a great guy. Now, you do got guys like Marvin Hagler who stayed at middleweight, but people got to understand, 68 was a European dominant division for years. I mean, shit, all the way up to like Andre Ward, Andre Dirrell came into it. That was European dominant. Think about the people that was in the Super 6. The other guys was international, unless you add Glenn Johnson as a sub and Alan Green as a sub. Arthur Abraham, I think Germany. Carl Froch, Nottingham in the United Kingdom. Miguel Kessler, Sweden. You had Froch, Kessler, Ward, Dirrell, and who was the other? Jermaine Taylor, my bad. Jermaine Taylor was American. He was originally in it. Was he in it? Yeah, he did get in it, even though he got knocked out in like the final seconds in the fight of Carl Froch. They still let him in. He fought Arthur Abraham. And it was one more that was original. I can't remember who the other original guy was in that tournament. Like somebody gonna say it in the comments. I know Saki Bika was subbed in. Alan Green was subbed. Was Alan Green part of it? I think he was subbed in. And Glenn Johnson was subbed in. So you had Abraham, Froch, Kessler, Ward, Dirrell. So I said with Abraham, Froch, Kessler, Ward, Dirrell, Jermaine Taylor. So yeah, that is the original 6. 3 from overseas, 3 from America. But yeah, even back then, before that happened, it was a dominant European division. It wasn't a division in which, people wanted to go. And people remember Marvin Hagler, 40-something fights, he got robbed in his first title fight going overseas. And then again, if you're going to sit at one weight class all day, you better hope it's a 160, it's 47, and you better hope that you have the opponents coming through there. Because he had Tommy Hearns coming in there, Duran coming in there, Leonard coming through there. He had great fights that eventually came to him that came through there. So the true essence of pound for pound is moving up and conquering titles in different weight classes. And if it was a lineal title, if it's getting a lineal title, if it's beating the best guy there, if he's getting multiple belts or being identified with the lineal title as the best guy there, that's what make you pound for pound. That's the difference. So you got to understand that. Part of pound for pound ain't got shit to do with money, but you could say popularity, moving up and conquering different weight classes and beating bigger men, naturally bigger men, resume, eye test, and skill set. I think those, like, unless I'm forgetting something, those are like the 4 main ingredients of pound for pound. And you sitting at a weight class beating up smaller guys is why the Klitschko's got minimized. Because they was bigger than everybody else and athletically more, just as functionable. But they were bigger than everybody else. You know, they were literally bigger than everybody else. So, you know, a lot of people just dismissed them as opponents. But long story short, just to kind of get out history, yeah, he should be pound for pound number one. You know, right now, Terence Crawford is the pound for pound number one fighter. And the only thing that's holding Terence Crawford back from unanimously being the pound for pound number one fighter, even though they want to sit there and they want to tell you a new way who, you know, struggled with an old man. Let's call it what it is. And Donaire, he came back and avenged it, though. You know, they're always going to try to put the other. They want to try to put Usyk up there. You know, and that's cool. But you ask your average American who the hell they are, they don't know who they are. Terence Crawford is the pound for pound best fighter in boxing going right now. But the only thing that's holding him down was Errol Spence, was the lack of activity. Now, you know, this is to validate him, and I believe in his mind, to validate him as an all-time great. Not a Hall of Famer, an all-time great. So, you know, Errol Spence got the first opportunity to be the first PBC fighter to be pound for pound number one. So, you know, in their little stupid minds, B will beating Canelo, and then they do their pound for pound list, and B will still be below Canelo. That makes no sense. If I beat the guy head up, I'm above him. No matter how you slice the cake, I'm above him. No matter how they bake the cake, I'm above him. And if Terence Crawford if Errol Spence beat Terence Crawford, he's pound for pound number one. And hopefully he's an active pound for pound fighter. So, but yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, that subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, word drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Alright. Cash App $sign CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts 09. Check out my new channel. We're on YouTube, Free Game 89, with 2 3s instead of E's, for free. But the links in the description, and it's also in the link tree. Peace.